Welcome to the Delmarva Almanac. Each week we connect you to the best of Delmarva. I'm your host, Dana Kester McCabe. In Dagsboro, Delaware, a wonderful garden project is unfolding. Actually, to call it a project really doesn't do it justice. When it's done, the Delaware Botanical Gardens will be a very special destination for locals and visitors alike. A few years ago, a group of garden enthusiasts realized they all had the same dream of creating just such a place in Lower Delaware. Their vision was to build a beautiful attraction that was both educational and beneficial to the local community. They began organizing, raising funds, and looking for property. They found a parcel on Pepper Creek in Sussex County, which was already destined to be part of a conservation easement. They leased the land for almost no money for 100 years. The property has a mix of meadow, woodlands, and 1,000 feet of tidal waterfront along Pepper Creek. I recently had the opportunity to tag along on a tour of the future gardens with a group of horticulture and landscape design students from the University of Delaware. Landscape architect Rodney Robinson showed us the sites and explained the philosophy behind their plans for the property. This was recorded on a beautiful but slightly breezy day at the site. Here's Rodney Robinson.
You know, this is a grassroots garden from the start. People involved in a place. And I've never really worked on a garden like that. I was even more interested because this is a lot of topography from here down to the water. It's a lot of topography for Sussex County, if you know anything about Sussex County. And so it's dramatic for Sussex County. And the woodland, even though it's primarily early growth, mature early successional plants, it gives us high shade and a beautiful soil here that's a very sandy loam that really means you can instantly go in and begin planting. You know, there was a lot of ideas originally about what was going to be in this botanical garden, and at some point you have to pause, and any kind of planning exercise like this requires understanding your site, the physical opportunities and constraints. Then the second thing is a program, and that is, who do you want to be? What kind of a garden do you want to be? What do you want to provide for the public? Where do you want to go? That vision thing.
The Delaware Botanical Gardens project was recently awarded a $750,000 grant from the Longwood Gardens Foundation. This enabled them to hire Piet Oudolf, an internationally renowned Dutch garden designer. Oudolf is known for developing gardens that make use of perennials and grasses to create year-round color. His most famous work was on the High Line, a greenway park created on an abandoned and elevated section of the New York Central Railroad in Manhattan. Rodney explained what Pete's garden will add.
So you'll have the woods to the right, and you'll have Oudolf's garden as a primary focus. Now, his garden is all about color and texture and how that changes through the season. And when you think when most people are coming, they're not coming early in the morning, they're coming midday, later day, even into the evening. If you have an event into the evening, the sun sets here, so the garden will be lit in its best form throughout the time of day when people were here. So all those little considerations go into determining how to develop the site. It's not just, let's make a pretty garden someplace. You've got to think strategically in your design process about how to choreograph that garden experience. And then the rest of the garden in time will unfold around here. There's, in the planning, there's a idea of a freshwater pond garden experience with multiple garden experiences around it. And there are a lot of other ideas of programmed gardens and what they should be like. You have to create your identity. That's very important.
Woodland trails are being developed to be ADA compliant, that is, wheelchair accessible. Horticulture Director Greg Tepper has used some of the cleared sticks and branches to create huge sculptural nests that visitors can actually walk into. We here at the Delmarva Almanac hope to follow along with the progress of these creative folks at the Delaware Botanical Gardens. If you'd like to see pictures of what they've done so far and get a link to their website, visit delmarvaalmanac.com/living. Well, that's all for this edition of the Delmarva Almanac. Be sure to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and next week join us to learn more about our local culture and get connected to our natural wonders. If you'd like to become an underwriter for this program, visit delmarvaalmanac.com/support. We'd like to thank our community partners, the Friends of Delmarva Public Radio, the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore, and underwriters eatdrinkbuyart.com for their help in bringing this program to you, our audience. Our theme music was provided by Brightside Studio. This show has been a Moonshell production. Thanks for listening. Until we meet again, may the rhythms and tides of Delmarva bring you good fortune.